Hi, my name is Chris Seabrook, and I'm a financial representative and agency owner at Country Financial. Country Financial has partnered with Work Done Charities for several years now to bring financial literacy to the local community and empower families to build a strong plan for their financial future, including retirement. When it comes to planning for retirement, the first place to start is with your employer. Many times your employer will provide a retirement plan like a 401k that will allow you to start saving for retirement, and they generally will provide you with some sort of match so you get some free money. The younger you start, generally the better. The key thing here is that we don't want to time the market, we want to have time in the market. So the younger you are when you start, the more time your money has to work for you and to build for retirement or accumulating wealth over a long period of time. When it comes to retirement, especially if you're going to take advantage of your company's retirement plan, think about what is the maximum amount of money that they will match you and work your way up starting from there. So if your employer will give you a match based on 5% of your income and you feel comfortable doing 1 or 2%, then you can gradually work your way up to 5% so that now you've got a larger portion each year or each pay period going into your retirement. A few things for you to consider when you're planning for retirement is, number one, build an emergency fund. You will always be tempted to build it to dip into your savings if you don't have anything that's there to cushion you in the event of an emergency comes along. So having an emergency fund is the key factor that you want to make sure that you've got first. The next thing is going to be pay attention to your cash flows and adjust your spending habits. Now, for this point, you're really focusing on budgeting. How much money is actually coming into my household and how much can I potentially do without? If I don't go out to eat one night, or I maybe bring lunch to work, how much money does that free up for me to be able to save for my future? Develop an investment strategy. Now, when you're developing an investment strategy, the key thing here is to set what you want your end goal to be. Again, so when we're thinking about retirement, what do we want our account to look like and how much risk are we willing to take to see our money grow over a long period of time? Once you've developed that strategy, then you stay the course. And as things change, in the short term, it's a little bit easier for you to feel comfortable with them knowing that you've got a strategy in place that you can move forward with. Pay yourself first. Now, this may seem like it makes sense immediately in your mind, but a lot of times we go out and we pay this bill or that bill or pay for this activity or sometimes pay for the kids to be in sports and activities. The key thing that you have to understand is that in the future, your future self is going to need this money, and you want to make sure that you pay yourself so that when you need it in the future, you're ready to go. These days, people live a lot longer than they did in the past, so you may have to plan for 20, maybe 30 years, maybe even 40 years in retirement. You also want to make sure that you will be taken care of from a living perspective. Where will you live? Are you going to live with friends and relatives? Will you have to go to a nursing facility? Do you have medical concerns that you need to take care of? All of these are things that you want to make sure that you plan for ahead of time so that you've got adequate funds or that you've got the resources that you'll need to make sure that your long life is a happy one. Get help from a financial expert. You don't have to figure this out on your own. You are probably phenomenal at the job that you do every day. Let someone work with you to help you build for the future. Now, of course, I'd love for that person to be somebody like me, right? But your employer will often offer individuals that will help you with their specific retirement plan. If you're fortunate enough to work for a company that has a pension, you generally will have guidance there. Take advantage. Many times this advice is given to you at no charge, and it can be aligned with what your goals are for the future. And then ask questions. Be sure to ask questions and make sure you understand the answers before you make any decisions about what you want for your future. So many times people do wonder whether or not they should start building their emergency fund or paying themselves first before they focus on retirement. Now, the individual answer for you may vary. Like I said, taking advantage of your employer's retirement plan may be a great way for you to get started, and that may be a way that you can simultaneously build your emergency fund and a retirement plan. But if you want to make sure that you've got a safety net first, There's nothing wrong with taking money, setting it aside into an account that is not easily accessible to make sure that you've got funds available for those emergencies, and making sure that you've got a little bit of savings again so that you've got cushion above and beyond whatever you've got for your emergency fund before you get into building for retirement. But for those individuals who are really eager and want to be able to take advantage, you don't want to leave any money on the table, again, you can work those two simultaneously and start saving for retirement and build your emergency fund. But you've got to be really disciplined and make sure that you stay focused, and again, develop that strategy and stick with it. Thank you for watching this video. The WDC Count on Your Future Financial Literacy Workshops are one of the many free resources provided by the charity. Head to our website to learn more. For more financial literacy tips, be sure to subscribe to the Warrick Dunn Charities YouTube page.